welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, your empowerment coach. I am a pastor, author, entrepreneur, and we do this with my wife, who is joining me again for this series of videos. Welcome, Tarsha, back to the channel again.
Glad to be here.
It's good to have you here. All right. So this review, this series of videos is all about a show that we watched from almost the beginning.
I think we did watch from the very beginning.
I think we've only missed maybe a season or two.
Right.
But we've been watching this show from the beginning and decided, let's talk about it.
Why not?
Hey, so
we've been talking about everything else lately.
Hey, so if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like and hit the notifications, because we will come with this every week for this season. And that show is Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
I had to think about it, right?
Right, because we've been talking about these other
everything.
shows.
All right, so listen, if you want to see some of our other recaps, some of our other reactions, we do a few different shows, so go ahead and hit the playlist, see what's out there. Lots of stuff here, right?
It's a lot of stuff.
All right, so for those that are new, have never seen Married at First Sight, I was about to say the other show.
I know, see?
But for those that haven't seen Married at First Sight, it literally is what it says, Married at First Sight.
Yes.
So you have couples that are people that are saying that they're ready to love, they're looking for relationships, they're ready to get married, they're ready to get a ring put on it. Yes. Our subscribers know what we're talking about. All right. But they do that, and so they meet with
They meet with experts.
Right.
They do a very long questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
So they can see if they can find a match in their database of other singles that are looking to get married.
In that same city, right?
Right.
And so they meet at the altar.
Yes.
And get married at the altar.
Yes.
And are married for, they have what? I think it's 8 weeks?
I believe so.
8 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Where they are living together as husband and wife because they are legally married.
Because they're legally married.
And at the end of the period, they determine whether they want to stay married or get a divorce.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So the success rate has not been that great for previous couples.
I mean, they may get one or two.
Yeah.
Maybe one season. I think they didn't make any couples didn't.
Some
stay
seasons
married.
it's like they're like, no, we done.
Yeah.
We've even had some seasons where couples are like, look, I'm not even gonna finish the process. We're through.
Right. They got finished early.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like after the honeymoon early.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad.
So this season is season 12. It is in Atlanta.
Right. It's in Atlanta, Georgia.
So lots of things going on there.
Yeah.
They've got 5 couples this season.
Correct.
So let's kind of dig into some of the couples. Who do you want to dig into first?
Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to start off with the first couple we see, which is Brianna and Vincent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So she's engineer. She says she's a slow starter.
Mm-hmm.
She's picky, and she's got a laundry list that she's looking for.
Yeah, she's a perfectionist. I already saw it all over. Because she talks about wanting to be in control. Mm-hmm. Have to have everything right and go behind people.
Yeah.
So I hate to say, I used to be perfectionist. I've gotten better. Let me put it that way. I've gotten a lot better.
She has gotten better. Yes.
So letting control is going to be her main struggle and something she's going to have to work on, especially when she hasn't been in a relationship for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And now there's going to have to be some give and take.
Right.
And since you're doing everything, you're dating, you're married, all those emotions at the beginning is going to come up for her.
Right.
She's going to have to work through them quickly.
Right.
And it's going to take some time.
The unique thing about this is that you are, like you said, dating, you're building trust, you're establishing boundaries, you're doing all of these things.
All at the same time.
Right?
Yeah.
And so she is getting married.
Correct, to Vincent. And he's an auto broker. Mm-hmm. He's an entrepreneur, so this is his business. So he is really a go-getter. He seems a lot more laid back, fun, but it looks like a good balance to her.
Right.
So the question is he going to speak up early enough to say, hey, this is how I feel about these things, so that they can work through them quicker at the beginning instead of in the middle of the marriage. We've been married going on to 25 years in May.
In May, so yes.
So, yeah.
So, and we listen, we do some relationship topics too, simply because we've got some experience to build off of, right? So in these reactions and recaps,
you're gonna have some tips in there. Take some notes if you want.
Take notes. All right. All right. Then you got Virginia and Eric.
Yes. Virginia, she has fear of rejection and abandonment issues. Yes. So they come through in different ways. She likes to hang out. She likes to party. So
she's kind of a free spirit in some respects.
Right. A free spirited, just kind of a loner.
Right.
In a sense, based off of what we saw, right?
Right.
And Eric's a pilot. But he's kind of a homebody and he keeps saying traditional.
He's very conservative. He's very
conservative. I would rather say conservative because traditional means different for different people. And his parents and his family are not really going for him.
Well, on both sides, parents are kind of like not really feeling this whole thing.
Yeah.
But Eric and Jack, if like I said, we've never looked at this as far as digging into this, but Eric was married before, and I can't remember and let us know in the comments if there's been another person that was married and came on the show to find love again.
Right. I think everyone was single.
If
I can recall. Yeah. But again, you're divorced. You want another opportunity. You try to get it right. He doesn't want to be alone as he get older. I know.
He wants kids, all that stuff.
Yeah, he wants to have kids, and he didn't have any in his previous marriage.
Right. And he's been divorced 3 years now, so there's enough time there.
Yeah, there's enough time there. So we'll see, how well they can balance each other. Again, it's finding, taking that time to get to know each other and exploring that. And again, it's about being open.
Yes.
Marriage will do that. It'll make you keep the same, or you're gonna evolve and get better.
Right.
So.
Right. All right, and then we'll come back to that couple. But let's go Haley and Jacob.
Haley and Jacob. Yeah. So Jacob, I see him as a kind of quirky guy, but there's a 10-year difference in this one.
Yeah, he's 38.
This is interesting.
She's 28.
Yeah, I don't know why for this couple they felt. I mean, in 10 years, it's a little stretch there, but...
Well, on the flip side, Virginia and Eric, there's a 8-year difference there. So
is there 8 years
There's
difference?
8 years there.
I didn't know there was 8 years
there.
there.
But Jacob is kind of that quirky...
He's kind of quirky. He likes the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, he's stuck in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. And then he's an IT guy.
Right.
I mean, that might explain some things. But poor Haley has been a bridesmaid 14 times.
Yeah.
Let me say something.
Say it.
If I was single for a long period of time and I have beautiful friends and they're getting married before me, I might say yes for the first one or two. But I would say I need you guys to either stop feeling sorry for me, or I'm going to tell you I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to be a bridesmaid. I want to come and enjoy your wedding. I don't want to pay for the bridesmaid dress. I don't want you to pay for the bridesmaid dress. I don't want to have to go through all the party and planning and doing my hair and spending. Now, obviously, maybe Haley liked doing this 14 times, but anybody, oh my God, I would think would get tired of being a bridesmaid 14 times.
The way I would approach it and the way I'm looking at it.
14 friends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have 14 people in my life that I would be like, I'm going to stand for you.
As a bridesmaid.
And you.
Not a maid of honor.
Right.
As a bridesmaid.
My brother, I've got a couple of really good close friends.
Yeah.
That, I stood in for one of my friends, what have you. But 14 times?
And then you may not like the dress.
Right.
I might be in venues you don't care for. You
thanks, but no thanks.
But she did it, brave soul. But it's her time, and she's like, I thought I would never get married,
right.
So for her to say, you know what, I'm gonna try a different route to find the right person. Hey, I'm all for it. Do it.
All right, and then Clara and Ryan.
Yes, Clara and Ryan.
So they are, if I'm correct, they may even be the first interracial couple that we've seen.
Yes, that is correct.
So let us know, get in the comments. So like I said, we've missed a season or two.
Yeah.
But if you've watched this show for any length of time,
I don't even remember.
Let us know. I don't think that there was.
No. So, But I think they're still a very good match.
Yeah.
You know, from what he explained about his background.
His upbringing, yep.
Yep. And then Claire says she's just very open. Mm-hmm. Now, Claire has anxiety. And when she has an anxiety, nothing goes right, and she can become very negative.
And you'll see that as she prepares to go down. No, just spoiler alert, nobody really actually, in this episode...
Right.
officially gets married yet. We kind of see the lead up to it.
We see the lead up to it because they're all the prep and meeting the couples.
There's a lot that happens, kind of getting to know them, what have you.
Right. So for her, it's going to be more of him being able to bring calm to her and for her to refocus. Right. Because she seems like a very sweet girl, but you can tell when her anxiety gets high, nothing goes right. Nothing looks right. And then
she makes the statements a couple of times. I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like how I want to be presented, what have you.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it doesn't seem like no one can center her. Right. Even her parent. I think that was her mom.
I think her mom and her stepmom. I can't remember.
So, but even her mom is like playing into it. Like, oh yeah, you want me to go get you some help? No, you need to tell baby girl. Yeah. You need to be centered. Hey.
So for Ryan, that's probably going to be the challenge in their relationship, is finding the way to center her, and that may be
recognizing it.
That may be part of why they were matched together, is because he seems a very straightforward,
sentimental.
He does something at the wedding, as far as the aisle, that I thought was unique and great.
I think it was really great because they were taping in a pandemic. And he wanted to have the blindfold so they don't see each other until at the same time. But while they're blindfolded, he wanted them to hold hands and have, a human touch too.
So try and create connection. Right. Have that first connection so it's not, I see you before you see me. Right.
So, I get what they're saying there, but it could be a very tall order for someone you haven't had a chance to see their quirks, their differences, to be able to work through it. Right. Now, for him to work through that and be married and do all of that at the same time, he got to be the right guy.
So we'll see. We'll see. Again, it's early. So we've got a lot of stuff going on and just trying to see who's who, right? Yeah. And then we got Paige and Chris.
He's blessed. I guess. Yes. I don't know who asked. I guess he asked to put that under his name. I don't know why that keeps coming up under his name for some reason.
I don't know.
With dollar signs. All the S's are dollar signs, so if you notice.
He's a finance manager and restaurant owner.
Which is awesome.
Former ordained minister.
Yes.
So we're pastors. I don't know if you guys know that. If you've been watching this channel, we are pastors. Yes. We've been pastoring a church here in Phoenix. So definitely understand. Right. If you're not called to it, don't do it.
Yeah, and he makes a statement, which is true.
It's very true.
Depending on where you start or how that's set up for you. But he's like, you don't make any money being a minister. And that is correct.
Right. It's a calling. It's not an occupation.
Right. And so
it's a calling that becomes an occupation, if you will,
Right. And so depending on where you are and how you start, you tend not to have...
And what your focus is. Right. There's a lot. That's a whole other conversation.
Right? But I don't want people to get the feeling like, oh, you're not able to take care of yourself. Right. And that there's no way that financially what you're doing won't take care of you. It could.
Potentially. Just like anything.
Yeah. But it's not going to be overnight like I feel like he was looking for.
Yes, he was looking for, I preach a sermon and then I get paid. So... but he's been engaged 2 times.
Yes, he stated 2 times. And the last time was 3 months before he was announced by the show.
To be engaged.
To be engaged. He said he felt it was a little early for himself. He did make that comment.
Newsflash, it was extremely early. It is extremely early in my opinion.
I feel like it can be. I don't know the time frame of when he put the application in and how all that worked, because it almost seems like he was doing it while he was engaged. Right. I don't know how long.
Because he does give a timeline. He basically was like they met in like September or something like that. They were in August. They were engaged in October or something like that. Yes. And then by February they broke up, or something like that. Some kind of time frame where it's like less than a year.
Yeah.
They met, are in a relationship, are engaged, and broke up.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, he's Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
So the thing is about that is, yes, about production.
Right.
Production is not, as we know, it's not an overnight thing.
It's not fast.
So even if, let's say, production is 6 weeks lead up to when they're announcing, that means that basically there's approximately another 6 months that he had put in the application, and he felt 6 weeks. 6 weeks after I've gotten out of this engagement, I'm ready to move on and get married, because I'm ready to get married and ready to get married at first sight. And now we're talking literally 3 months later, he's saying that he's ready to enter into a new relationship from the previous one. So I think that's going to be some challenges there.
Yeah, there's going to be some challenges there.
But let's talk about Paige, because Paige is his well, we spent a lot of time talking about Chris.
Well, but he talked about how he wants 7 kids and she needs to be submissive and I guess I need to know what that means for him.
Because submissive means different things to different people.
It does.
There's a biblical understanding of submissive.
Correct.
And then there is a non-biblical understanding of submissive, which unfortunately gets the bigger volume, if you will.
Yes.
In my opinion.
So we have to put that out there.
Yeah,
okay,
so Paige. All right, so 7 kids. He wants 7 kids.
He wants 7 kids.
Which means he basically wants Paige just popping them out.
Hey, but she wants kids right away too. Her time frame is really short. She's saying 3. She might compromise and give him 7 kids.
She might
do that because he says he's well off and can take care of it.
And thinks that every woman is after his money.
Right.
Even the one that he's about to get married to, who knows nothing about him.
Well, he says he hopes she's
not there for his money.
Right, but I'm like, she don't know anything about your money.
Do.
But anywho, but Paige, she says she wants a God-fearing man. Mm-hmm. But Paige is very open about, she want to be a freak in the bedroom and a lady in the streets. And so
if I'm honest, that's what every man wants.
That's what every man wants. So they might turn out to be a really good match. I hope it works out for them.
But Chris does have a conversation with his pastor, and he basically makes a statement.
Yeah.
He doesn't plan on trying to sleep with her because he recognizes that it might be a little soon.
He says that he feels like when he's had sex in the past, it has clouded his judgment. Mm-hmm. And he wants to really make a good judgment call concerning that, which I give him
credit for that.
I give credit for that, right?
But Paige gonna make that hard.
Paige is going to make this very hard
for him
because she wants to go ahead and have kids and she's been dying to get married.
Yep.
So he's going to have to really set the expectation and tell her why he's like, I want to fall in love with you. I want to make sure I'm making a clear decision. And for me, sex may do something opposite. Right. It may cloud that judgment.
Hinder us, yeah.
So maybe she'll allow him to take the lead in this area and calm down. But she done went to the lingerie store. Girlfriend got a whole bag.
Paige is gonna make it difficult for old boy
for the honeymoon.
She gonna put it on.
So he ain't ready.
He
ain't ready.
So then we have the guys go off and talking. All the guys meet.
Yeah, they
all the ladies meet.
Right. Yeah, we got our opinions.
So the guys have conversations, just talking, what have you.
Just filling each other out.
Right. Chris asked some questions that are like, dude, where are you coming from?
I mean, I just feel like Chris is curious, and he's just that type of person. He thinks what's on his mind.
Right. He says what's on his mind. Yep.
When he might even want to keep it to himself.
Yeah.
But he does.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the other guys are being entertained and like, what in the world?
Because he asked the question, what if you had a honeymoon baby? Right.
Right.
So it was like,
and they're like, how that gonna happen?
Right.
So I think he's a funny guy.
The girls have their talk.
Yeah.
And then there's a bachelor party and a bachelorette party.
Yes. And they do it different because I don't remember them doing the bachelorette parties together. They
kind of they're moving towards this each time.
Towards it. So, and I mean, the girls, they were drinking a lot, talking with their friends. They invited all their friends out, and they had music, and they just hanging out. One of them got so drunk who was that was in the bathroom?
I think was that
Haley?
Was Virginia.
Oh, Virginia was throwing up in the bathroom?
I think Virginia, I can't.
Yeah, somebody was throwing up in the bathroom. Yeah. They got really lit. Yeah. And they were in the bathroom. So, long as you're able to get up the next day, because they were getting married the next day. Right. So, Virginia, I think Virginia, no, it wasn't Virginia, because Virginia was like, I'm trying to not drink too much.
No, I thought that was Clara that was getting. I don't know. They're all running together right now. We'll get better at knowing them as we watch
more. We watch them more. Right? So we'll see. But
we're going to talk about the bachelor party, though.
Yeah, so we're at the bachelor party. You can tell they're a little drunk.
Some more than others.
Yes. Vince, he was like, this is my last time being a free man,
Vince is hitting on the strippers.
He hitting on the strippers.
Now.
All the strippers are called Candy. He's like, I think one of them called Candy. I don't know if it was from this time or from the last time he went to
I know Atlanta, and before I became pastor and everything, I know it's out of town. Some of them strippers might come from. I'm just saying. All right. So, but yeah, Vince is hitting on strippers, and Chris brings a blow up doll. Yeah. Well, his thought process is to keep away from the strippers. I'll bring my own doll. And dance with the doll.
That's going to keep me better. But it sounds like he's bringing this doll with him because he's like, I hope my wife, or was he talking about when she sees it? I was a little confused.
Chris confused me a little right now.
So, I don't know. But Chris was like, I'm going to keep myself safe by having my own blow up. Yeah. So, that was interesting. And the guys thought that was kind of interesting too. Like, yeah, you do that by yourself.
Yeah. You're on your own with that one, bro. Right. So, and then, it ends with basically... Ryan and Sierra or Clara meeting at the altar.
Right. So they give gifts to each other. Again, Ryan's very thoughtful, and he gives her a nice letter and a speaker, and tells how the speaker represents who he is and being sincere. And she gives him like a nice little box. She's kind of like, she's fun, so she gives him some type of different alcohols in there, and he thought that was cool. Yeah. So automatically they're sharing. They
seem like they're on the same page or similar page. So we can see that there's at least some potential there, right?
There's some potential.
So that's where it kind of ends, that quote unquote cliffhanger. But we're looking towards more weddings, and then we get the honeymoon and all of the other stuff that comes along. Right. So it's still early, so I don't have any predictions as far as who's going to make it, who's not.
No, because you just never know. Yeah. Especially when you're talking about there's 5 different couples. Probably like what? We're normally like 4 episodes in, we can probably fill it out.
Normally by the honeymoon, at the end of the honeymoon, we'll start to get some sense of who's moving forward and who's not. So, but definitely make sure, again, you're hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments your thoughts, what you found interesting from this episode. And if you have predictions, let us know. We'd love to hear it. Yeah. We do respond to the comments, so make sure you're doing that.
Or check it out. If you haven't, check it out. You might like the show.
Yeah. So, again, that's it. What we got for this one, right?
Yep.
All right. You all have a good one. Be blessed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.